Hey, what's going on 199 fans? It's your boy Music Nerd, and I'm here with my reaction to week 2 of the college football season and week 1 of the NFL season. So let's start off with college football. Miami took care of business as we thought they would, and they looked pretty good doing it. Now, there was a little bit of disciplinary breakdowns, I felt, with the penalties. A lot more penalties than we had against Florida, 8 for 74. I really feel that Miami came out with some urgency. They played well. I thought there were some breakdowns in the secondary, which is a concern that I've had for the season. And they played a lot more younger players with some key players missing like Bain and Brown. That being said, for me, it's like you can't really glean too much from a game like that against FAMU. Even though FAMU is a formidable FCS opponent, they did win the HBCU national championship last year and only had one loss, which was the USF. I think you need to be able to glean what Miami was able to do with his time. So the takeaways that you take from it, it wasn't as clean as you probably would have wanted, but at the same time, they still scored 56 points against a pretty solid FCS team. So you got to take it. Cam Ward looked incredible as usual. I do feel like the fourth downs, I think you do need to just kick it. I think one thing you need to remember, your kickers need to get your some run too. I felt that Manny was being a little bit too flippant with that. You need to execute the game plan as if it was a game, and I felt like they were kind of using it as a warm up game in the first half. Now the second half, when they came out in those first three drives, they hit it, and I thought that was better. But at the same time, we can learn from that, move on. But I think they did a good job making each week make sure it's 1-0, so we move on to Ball State. So that's going to leave UN's record at 2-0, which I will put on this video for you. And then moving on, Florida State, now nothing much to say about it. Bye week, we'll learn a little bit more about them this week when they play. I think we're going to learn a lot more about the Gators this week when they play Texas A&M, what kind of team they are. They had a little bit of disciplinary issues too when they played Sanford. I watched that game. I think DJ Lagway is the only thing that's going to save Billy Napier's job. So I think that he would be smart to play him as much as possible. I know Graham Mertz is still the starter, but he did say that DJ Lagway was going to play a lot too. So if I was him, I'd play him as much as possible because that's the only thing that's going to save his job for this year. Because like I said, they still have, even with Florida State not being that good, they still have the toughest schedule I've ever seen in my life. So we'll see how they go. So moving on to the main part. First week, Dolphins. If you did not know, if you've been living under a rock, the Dolphins won 2017 against the Jaguars on Sunday. It was a very tumultuous day, to say the least, for the Dolphins. And I think that is why they kind of came out a bit sluggish, I felt. I think going through something like that with Tyreek Hill, which is something I will comment on in a whole nother video because that can take forever, really. But when it comes down to it, one thing I hope it doesn't become too distracting. I hope that we're able to find a peaceful resolution to this. But watching that Cam video, it was tough for me. Personally, I've had issues like that before, and unfortunately, men who look like me, men who look like Tyreek, have had issues like that before. So that type of thing, there's no really excuse for it. No matter what you want to say about Tyreek's attitude or how he approached it, the fact of the matter is, being a police officer, you have a higher calling. You're trained to de-escalate that type of situation. He did nothing to de-escalate it. He made it worse. There is no reason for someone to be pulled out of their car like that on a traffic stop. That's just not. There's no reason for it. Absolutely no reason for it, and it was inexcusable. So hopefully that gets taken care of. But moving on to the game. I being here in Texas, I'm not able to watch the game like I would like, of course. So I had to kind of rely on updates from other people, updates from ESPN, updates from like my app and everything like that. But one thing you would have thought that we were getting killed by like 24 or 25 the way that everyone was talking on Facebook and everything. Like Tua needs to go away. Tyreek needs to stop playing. Our defense is trash. Our defense is this. But then you look back at the game, and I did as well. I'm like, actually, the defense played pretty well. We squandered some opportunities. We have some issues with inside protection that we need, but that's going to be expected with the offensive line. I mean, what's obvious to me is that we got two studs on either side, in Taron and Austin Jackson. Terran Armstead and Austin Jackson. And Eichenberg played really well, which is something I wasn't sure I would ever say, but he played really well. And for it being a bad game, Tua posted his 23rd career game with a 100-plus rating and went 23 for 37, 336 in a TD. Tyreek went 7 for 130 to TD, and Waddle went 5 for 108. Now it was feast or famine. You had big plays. I know Waddle had a 63-yarder and Tyreek had an 80-yarder. But the fact of the matter is, you have to win games when you don't play your best. And Miami had an issue with that last season. They did not win games when they did not play their best. But this time they won. And really, shout outs. The biggest play of the game was Javon Holland punching out that ball when Travis Etienne was going to go in to make 24-7. And then the next play, Tyreek gets the 80-yard bomb. It's a 14-point swing, and really, it put the momentum in Jackson's in the Dolphins' favor. And what really it came down to, it was the defense, and it was Jalen Phillips, it was Jalen Ramsey, it was them making plays. Jalen Ramsey making a big play on a 4th and 1 to getting one of the best backs in the league and Travis Etienne to split it out and then try to reverse field and then still made a tackle on him. And then you have Jalen Phillips coming up with a huge sack when they had the ball tied 17-17 trying to go down. And then to leading the drive, whether you like it or not, led a game-winning drive to win this game. And then, of course, big shout out to Sanders, who kicked the field goal to win the game. Now, I know he missed the field goal, and everybody's upset. I heard everybody went, get rid of him, get rid of him. The fact of the matter is, when it came down to it, when the game was on the line, he hit a 53-yard field goal to win the game. And to get where Miami wants to go, to be a playoff team, to win playoff games, you have to win games where you're not playing your best, where things are not going right, where you have a day where your emotions are split to the limit. So what I loved about this is just seeing a team came together, how it rallied around Tyreek, how it rallied around Tua, how it rallied around everyone. This team is together, and one thing I like, and I love Calais Campbell's presence on this team. I love the leadership. I love the camaraderie, and hopefully we'll see it, and it comes into the game probably tonight against Buffalo. So for me, I'm going to take the wins as I can get them. I don't think Miami has earned the right for us to be upset with them playing badly and still winning a game. Really, I don't think we've earned that right. Now, I know that we've been struggling for a long time. I know it's been 50 years since we got a Super Bowl. It's been 20 years since we got a playoff win. But you also have to take what you can get. This team did not play well, but this team beat a playoff contending team. Whether you want to tackle it or not, Jacksonville will contend for a playoff spot. They won 10 games last year. Jacksonville is not a slouch. They have a very talented offense. They have a very good defense. Miami was able to execute enough and get enough stops and get enough points to beat a very good team. Holding a very good team to 17 points. So you had to rely on defense a little bit more than we had to. And even with a bad offensive game, we still gained over 400 yards. And that's one thing we need to do. We have got to run the ball a little bit better, but also that comes down to offensive line play. So hopefully that's what we look for. That's what we're looking forward to. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching my recap and update. Go Canes, go Dolphins. The Canes will be playing Ball State at 3:30 this weekend on Saturday, and the Dolphins will be playing on Thursday night. Hopefully when this is posted, it will be tonight against the Bills on Amazon Prime. Check it out. Hopefully we're able to get a very, very important home division win. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all soon. We'll be back with our podcast later on this month. See y'all later. Bye.